Hey, what's up, you guys? Peek out here in Singapore, and I wanted to come back and talk to you guys a little bit about, what's going on. I come in here every day, I know. It's probably annoying to you, but I feel like it's very cathartic to me, so I do it for me. I don't do it necessarily for you, but I hope you guys do take nuggets from everything that I'm doing. So recently, I posted a video talking about being afraid. Excuse me, sorry about that. Talking about being afraid when you're putting pressure on yourself to get things done. Normally, when you're putting pressure on yourself, it's because you're in, a bind and you're really wanting to get things done quickly, where it's not necessarily planned out, but you're rushing things a little bit. And a gentleman asked, "Is it wrong to walk away from a fight?" And while it didn't have anything to do with the post, I definitely answered because I think it's an important question. I firmly believe that while you are invited to many disagreements, many arguments, many fights, it's your choice whether you attend or not. If you think of it as an invitation, a lot of times you're goaded into stuff. A lot of times people, pick at your nerves and they use things that are triggers for you because they know that they're triggers for you because they want to engage, right? But a lot of times what happens is we go into the fight not realizing it's about to become a fight, or maybe we do and we feel the need to, defend ourselves or whatever, and we end up distracted from what our original goal was. Case in point, I know who I am. I love who I am. It took me a long way to get here, right? But there are people on my path that still feel the need to bully me into arguing with them. Maybe they're hung up on who I used to be. Maybe they liked me better when I was quiet and a wallflower. But because I'm speaking up and because I'm being more of myself and I'm doing more things for myself, I'm proving, the status quo wrong. I'm challenging the status quo every day. They feel the need to bring me back down. It's almost like I'm going this direction, I'm going left, and while everyone else is going right, they need me to go right with them so it justifies who they are. And I'm not saying that that's always the case, but this is generally what I'm seeing when people are pulled into a confrontation or a disagreement of some sort, and they're pulled back into old habits. Basically, there was a time in my life where all I did was complain about people. All I did was talk about people. I talked about people all day long. I complained about people all day long, and we used to argue about why you do things the way you do and I do things the way I do, and it should be this way and it shouldn't be that way. And it took me a while to mature through that and realize that your way is fine, my way is fine, and sometimes never the twain shall meet, and that's okay. But we're not going to argue about that because how you do things fits who you are. It makes you feel good about who you are. So I'm going to leave it be. I can only control what I do, what I say, how I think. That's it, right? But people will pluck at your nerves. People will pick at your feelings and want you to feel like you need to defend yourself. And that's all an argument is. You're defending your way, your chosen way of living. So I'm not sure what all happened to this young man when he asked me the question, but I do know that sometimes walking away is probably the best thing you can do. When people say turn the other cheek, it's not to be like, do it again to me. It's more like, you know what? Yes, you hit me. You felt you needed to hit me, and maybe that made you feel better, but I am not going to retaliate so that you can do it again. I'm just going to turn my cheek and keep on going. Sometimes that's all you can do to keep your dignity. Sometimes that's the best play so that you keep moving on your journey. If I want to become a CEO, if I want to become a millionaire, if I want to become the world's greatest mom, whatever my goal is, right? I'm going to come across some hurdles. I'm going to come across some people that are question who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it this way. Let's think about this parenting. You got people that question you all day long. Well, why do you do this way? And why don't you do that way? And why do you spare the rod and spoil the child? And why don't you beat the hell out of them because fear is a great thing? And there are so many schools of thought because there isn't one right way to do anything. But I know from my own experience that to raise my hand to my kid and to see that fear in her face doesn't help her wanting to listen to me. I know from my own experience, because I was beaten as a kid, that all I did was plot my revenge about when they were old and feeble and how I was going to beat the hell out of them later. And that's not what I want either. I want strong, independent, respectful people around me. Because I am also strong and independent and respectful. And I know that respect asks for respect in return. That means I get to draw boundaries. I get to tell you, nope, this is not appropriate. I don't like this. Please don't do it again. And if you don't respect what I said or hear me the first time, then I know where you stand. People will goad you into arguments all day long. There's a John Lennon saying, I believe, something about to the effect of violence, right? I don't know if it's John Lennon or Bob Marley. One of the two. Brilliant people, right? So something about if they've pushed you into resorting to violence, they've won. Because the system is set up to deal with violence. Which is why Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Princess Diana, all these people who civil disobedienced the system, they couldn't really do much of anything to anyone. And look at how much respect they garnered across the world throughout the years, posthumously even. These are still examples of how to handle the system and not fall into it. Yes, the matrix is real. And we all live according to the rules as much as possible. But for those of us who can see the rules and what they actually do, we learn what the rules are inside and out, and then we break them artfully. We're not doing it to incite violence. We're not doing it to incite a riot. We're doing it to change the school of thought. We're doing it to prove that you're just got us mind washed to do the things that you want us to do so that the system continues to work the way that it does. I'm preparing for a confrontation with somebody, and it's long overdue. And when I first thought of the concept where I just needed to sit in front of this person and get it off my chest, I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to tell you exactly who you are. And as I talked it out and thought about it, I realized I don't need to tell you who you are. All I need to do is tell you how I feel about you, and that should suffice. Because who you are may not be who you were, may still be who you were, it doesn't matter. The outcome is my goal. The outcome is to have less tension. The outcome is for you to understand why I behave the way I do, so you no longer fight me to behave differently. I don't care if you like me at the end of this. I don't care if you hate me at the end of this. I don't care if you want to kick me out of the house. Doesn't matter. The goal is to speak my mind so that you understand where you stand in my life and you understand why I behave the way I do. So if I manage your expectations, there should no longer be a reason for you to want to fight me. Because when I am around these kinds of people, I'm not myself. I am a very rude, crude, socially unattractive version of myself. And I don't like it. Because I haven't spoken my mind, because I haven't said what's on my heart, I am an inauthentic, ugly version of myself. And that doesn't sit well with me at all. So yes, sometimes walking away is the best thing for you. And sometimes sitting down and managing their expectations of what this relationship will be like going forward is a good way to close the problems that you do have, as in to bring closure. I know there are plenty of people out there that say just cut them off like fingernails and keep on going. Yeah, sure, okay. But what happens when this same problem arises in a different version? What happens if you fall in love with the same kind of person and you fall into the same kind of behavior again and you suddenly feel trapped again? What do you do then? Because the ultimate lesson is you need to learn to draw boundaries. You need to learn to stand up for yourself. Not in stand up for myself and be like, fuck everybody, I hate you all and this is who I am, just get over it. No, it's not like that. There is a good, effective way to communicate your needs, your wants, your values, so the other people will understand where it is that you stand and what it is that you stand for, so that they can either continue with you on your path or leave you the hell alone. So before you walk away, I would recommend You air what's on your heart so that they know. There's no questions later. They don't chase you down and try to, pull you back in, so that they know. And then if they want to keep on, that's your choice. I hope this helps you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon.